this is Brittany here with your Art Fill. Today I'm continuing my Bible journaling series with the Book of Ruth. For this book, I had an idea of what I wanted to paint, which was the barley fields that Ruth is gathering in, but I really didn't have what I wanted to say for the voiceover. And if this is the first video that you're watching of this series, this year in 2025, I'm reading through my chronological Bible and then painting the books as I go. And I tend to just kind of talk about what I learned after reading the book that year, which this isn't like my first time reading through the Bible. It's just the first time I've read chronologically through the Bible. But even rereading a different year, you can always learn something different that you didn't realize before, and I've definitely realized that with the many times that I've read through certain books. Now, Ruth is a very short book, so I actually reread it a couple times before putting this video out, just to understand what I needed to better. And I also listened to different summaries, different sermons, just to get an idea of the book itself and what I should be taking from it. I feel like I'm not super smart in theology, but I'm continuously learning about theology and the differences in theologies with Christianity. So I tend to go to smarter people that can help explain the Bible in an easier way for me to understand what I'm supposed to be taking from each book. Now, particularly, I'm going to point out a summary from the Bible Project here on YouTube. So if you haven't checked out their channel before, I'll leave a link to them. But they do like summaries of each book with little like animated drawings to help you both visualize and also explain each book. And then they also have other in-depth topics in the Bible. And in this case, for the Book of Ruth, a couple things stuck out for me in their summary. They mentioned how loyalty is a big part of this book. Ruth was loyal to her mother-in-law, Naomi, by choosing to go with her and travel with her and believe in her God. When the other daughter-in-laws, when their husbands died, which were Naomi's sons, they chose to go back to their homelands, and Ruth instead chose to go with her mother-in-law, Naomi. And then Boaz himself actually has loyalty to this family by being their redeemer and marrying Ruth, and then also bearing a child with her. And this child's name was Obed, which is a lineage of King David, which then King David ultimately leads to Jesus being born. And the Bible Project emphasizes that these choices of loyalty were all human choices, and that this book doesn't really mention God directly orchestrating or putting his hand in involvement. He took more of a background in using these choices of loyalty to bring about our ultimate salvation in Jesus. Because without Ruth's loyalty to Naomi and without Boaz's loyalty to then saving this family, then the circumstances for how Jesus came about would have been completely different. So although this book is short and sweet, it represents a lot in the Bible and the gospel itself as a whole. Now on to the painting part of this Bible journaling. I said before I chose to do a barley field, and I also chose to do that full L side of my page. I started doing that with the last book that I painted, which was the Book of Judges, which if this is your first time you've ever seen one of these videos, I'll try to link that playlist for you if you want to catch up, because also 1st and 2nd Samuel, which are after Ruth, are already done. I did those last year when I did my readings and Bible studies. And right now is where the chronological Bible is kind of diverting between different books, because I've jumped from like 1st Chronicles to Psalms and just all over the place now because of it chronologically trying to fit each one into the order of events that they were written after. So it's going to be interesting because I don't think I'll have another journaling page to do for a little while. But I do have a backlog for you to check out if you haven't yet. And also let me know if you have any ideas for any Bible journaling things that you'd like to see. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you did, and also subscribe if you want to see more Bible journaling and also other art content that I post here on YouTube. Thank you again so much for watching.